Another episode, too skin to scrap. Back at it again, back on the bike. Got a bit of a list still to do. Thanks for everyone who watched the last episode. There's a lot of grinding, a lot of welding, a lot of fabricating, but we got some pretty important bits done. Could chew your ear off right now, but I'm not going to. So let's roll the credits and let's get on with it. First things first, I brought the undercowl seat cowl tray with me. We made in the last episode. I'm going to work out where these two bolts are and then work out where all the wiring goes on this so that I can put some little brackets on here. That way everything's got a place and we should have a bit of a tidier wiring harness under the back seat. So I'll stick it on time lapse and we'll do that.
They mostly come at night.
Right, I've ended up stripping half the bike down to move the wiring around. But while I'm down here, I've bought some new fuel pipe, so there's no joins and stuff in it. So I'm actually gonna strip all the old fuel lines off, measure them, cut the new ones, and put the new ones in. So let's do that. So I bought this fuel line. After a bit of research, I went for 9mm. I think some people say 8mm. Some people say 10mm. But I think originally it was 9mm. So that's what I went for. It's got like a braid on the outside. Looks a bit more classic. So I'm just going to put some of this on. It's fuel rated. Yeah, put some of this on. Measure them up. Replace the old ones, which have been extended and all that kind of stuff, and have just some single piece long ones. No more messing around, plenty of fuel, and I think this will fix that rev issue because those old pipes weren't doing it any favours, giving it some decent fuel. So let's get these old ones off, cut the new ones up. Let's go. Right, we've got lots of little black markings on this now. Make up some little tabs. There's one going on the front there. There's this one is going to go all the way across, so the two things can clip in that. This one is going to come out here, clips on there, two riv nuts here and here, and that's that done. We're laughing. Now we've marked up that back panel, I've taken it back to the workshop. I'm going to weld them little tabs on, get that painted up. That way we can put that back in and get those wires sorted. But today, I'd like to really sort out this front end. I want to work out how to fit the speedo cable with a magnet, etc. I want to put the headlight back in, but that means wiring up the indicators properly with these new bullet connectors for the larger bullets. And then I want to just start going over the nuts and bolts, making sure, having a look at this front wheel. So let's get some of this boxed off, get our headlight back in just so she looks a bit tidier again. We do need to work out a little bracket to hold the adjuster for the headlight because it really needs to come down quite a bit more. I'd say more like that. I'm just going to start pottering on stuff and start working stuff out. So cue the music, roll the time lapse, and let's go. seized bolt in this hole here. Should have took it out before we got it powder coated, but it is what it is now. We're going to do it. So I've got a pair of mole grips. Maybe we'll get the next bigger size up. Maybe we have to drill it out and riv knot it before we put the chain guard back on. But let's have a go at this.
They mostly come at night. Most.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, she's out. Dang it, looks like it pulled the threads with it. Sweet, one more job. Well, that's the end of me trying to fit the silver one of them. I'm gonna have to look at drilling these out or something to get rid. Maybe riv knot afterwards, but I'll take them back to the workshop with me and that'll make life a lot easier. So let's get that off. Right, this comes as part of the kit for the speedo. I believe this is a sensor for the little magnet. This bolts on somewhere, wherever we can find somewhere, make a little bracket or something. So I might make a little cardboard one now. I've got one bolt right up high that I think I could perhaps just put it so it sits behind here. It can, like, the wiring can follow this, and we could maybe use this bolt as well, just to have a two spot to give it a bit more strength. And I think it won't look so out of place. And then the little magnet, which I think's that, it doesn't really, I don't really understand how that's supposed to go on the bike unless it pops in one of them or something. I don't know, we'll have to work it out now. We'll have to work it out how this all works. But I'll stick you on time lapse while I mess about with this and see if I can get it on.
They mostly come at night. Most.
So here's the bracket we made. I'm going to reinforce the back side at 90 degrees so that this stays squared off. It's where the magnet goes in, the sensor goes in. I found a pretty good spot in one of the three spokes. There's a little round circle and that magnet can go in there, and when I get to it, I'll glue and araldite that one in so that's solid in there. I thought that's a pretty sweet little spot. Doesn't stick out anywhere. It's just enough for it to, like, literally drop in there. Perfect, really. And then this bracket will hold the magnet. I'm going to make these slides so that I can move the bracket up and down a little bit for proper alignment, so the magnet and the receiver can both line up. And I'll probably just cut some little triangles out of these just to give it a bit of something for when it's finished. Right, I think that's everything we can do at the bike at the minute. Really, we need to go back to the workshop with the bits that we've got, go and finish painting the bits that need painting, finish that under tray, finish this bracket. So I'll see you over at the workshop. Back at the workshop, brought everything over we need. So I'm going to start off with my brackets on the underseat counter piece. I'd like to get that painted and done by the end of the episode so we can get it bolted up and just see how that looks finished. We'll make up the speedo bracket as well. And we just got some little odds to do with, like, the foot peg guard and stuff like that, just to grind them back, and the exhaust. But just going to start doing a little bit of welding, make up some little brackets, and we'll go from there. So let's just grab some stuff, cut some stuff, weld some stuff, and you can come along. Well, I'm going to start off riv nutting the 2 holes. Got a couple of riv nuts here, 6. Toss those in. Now I'm just going to cut some little flat plates for the rubber mounts to go over. So I've got a long one to go here, 2 coming out here, and 2 coming out here. There we go, tabs on. So on the front, the starter solenoid, and then we've got 2 little relays, and then we've got the ECU, And then we've got the rectifier, I think it is anyway. I need to put 2 holes up here so that I can bolt it in 4 places, not just 2. And then it's good to be painted. So okay, let's drill the holes and on to the next thing. I'll prime this with some epoxy primer off camera. You've seen me do plenty of priming. I've got some 3M seam sealer here. Just going to go on any of the seams, just get them all nice and sealed up. And then I've made a little booth over on the other side, and I'll show you the Gravitax. It's basically an underbody sealant, goes on a Schwartz gun. So we'll cut that up. But let's get this seam sealer done, get over to the little booth I made, and we'll spray it up. Deep grease first. So this is the Gravitex I've bought. It's yeah, underbody sealant basically. It's a stone chip, but it's like a rubber based. So unlike Raptor, I think Raptor's a bit harsh. This has got some sound deadening into it. For right now, it doesn't really matter. It's going under the seat of my bike, so it's not like I'm going to worry about any sound. But yeah, if you want to give this stuff a go, it's not sponsored or anything. It's U-Pole. Gravitex Plus. I think it's probably, for me, it's the one my go-to when I'm restoring cars or anything like that. Long lasting, can paint straight over the top of it. But yeah, so I'm going to throw this on now. Back on time lapse, watch me do that. There we go. Came out pretty well. It's like a speckled coating. Gone a bit heavy there, but I think it'll be okay once it's dry. It's all blacked out. Sort of got that look to it, plasticky. A bit nice, shiny. There you go, like that. There you go. Bit of a plasticky effect. Hopefully everything wiring wise will sit on there and it'll be all sound. Alright, on to the next thing. So we have our little bracket we made back at the bike. So it's not overly complicated. We should be able to just cut this out, drill our holes. I've got to elongate these. I want to have a go at making some little triangles in here just to open it out a bit, because this is quite a solid part. Bike rides past, so I want a couple of gaps in that. So we'll have a go at that. Try and make it be a bit more fancy. So yeah, stick your back on time lapse. I'm gonna draw this on here, cut it out, bend it up. More of what you've seen already, but I think each little bracket deserves its own bit of time on our channel. Brackets are what makes the bike world and the car world go round. So brackets. So that's the little bracket made for the wiring. It's pretty sturdy. Cut the holes in the front. I'll paint that black. It's quite strong with that top plate on there. Looks pretty nice, all smoothed in. Holds the little sensor. That can be bolted on the bike now, and hopefully that's one more thing done on the bike. But that's all we've got time for this week. I'm going to catch you on the next episode. We'll start getting these bits back on. You can see the plastic, the under tray there. We'll get that bolted up. We'll get the bracket bolted up, and we'll go from there. If you're not already, subscribe, because I know a load of you that watch haven't subscribed. We've got loads more builds coming up. This one's nearly at the end, but is it really? I've been saying that for a long time, but chuck us a thumbs up. Leave a comment if there's anything that you would have done differently. But that's it. Time for me to go, and I'll see you next time.